A little mock draft, half PPR action coming at you.
Perfect.
We are back. Welcome back to the Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Bandy. That's Trey. And the time is now. Buddy, we're back.
We're back, baby. We're back with another mock draft, doing some half PPR work, getting our cogs turning, ready for the season. You know, all that drafting and all that mocking, that's how you get your good team.
That's right, buddy. That's right. That's why we're getting started. Football is a lot closer than you think it is, so it's time to get started, man. All right, let's pull up the big board here, buddy. Pull up the board. We got Trey mocking at the 3. I'm mocking at the 11. It's 12 team, half PPR. Yeah. Are you ready to do this, buddy?
Yeah, let's crank away.
All right, it's a little different this time, man. Usually I'm at the beginning, you're at the end. I figured let's change it up a little bit, huh?
Right.
Hey, check it out, man. Sir Bong's a lot in the clouds, as per usual, showing some love to the boys over at Fourth and Flex, man.
In the clouds.
Yeah, buddy. Sir Bongs, you like the new studio, my brother? Yes, sir. But let's get to mocking it up, my friend. Let's get it going. Yeah. Here we go.
Simple QB, single QB mock draft here. Running off the top here, Christian McCaffrey goes first, which I think is going to happen in a lot of leagues this year. Followed by CeeDee Lamb, which personally I'm not taking CeeDee Lamb at second. I'm taking the man I'm taking at third. That's Tyreek, baby. I like Reek over CeeDee Lamb. I just think Reek's had more consistency. And, Lamb did have a big year last year, but I don't know if it continues.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I hear you, man. Tyreek Hill, great call, man. He did great last year when we needed him to. Yeah, not surprised Christian McCaffrey going at the 1. If it were me going at the 1, I'd be picking me up some CMC too, Trey.
Yeah, man. Then Justin Jefferson goes at the 4, which to me is a risky pick, man. I mean, your first round pick at the 4 overall, you're taking Justin Jefferson, who we don't even know who really his quarterback is at this point. Like, that's scary. I know Justin Jefferson is that man, but I would rather take someone else right there in that position.
Here's the thing, man. We don't know who the quarterback was, and he basically just drops to the 4 spot. Normally in this kind of draft, he would go before CD. I feel like go before Tyreek. So there's a lot of things we don't know, but Jefferson still comes at the 4. That says a lot about the kind of player that he is. He didn't really fall that much, and there's a lot of questions,
Looking at the board here, Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, I would take both of them over Jefferson. Amon-Ra and A.J. Brown, I would take over Jefferson. Jamar Chase and Jefferson, that's the big question for me right now is who would you take, Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson?
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. I feel like the Bengals are going to do some stuff this year, man. So I feel like I got to go with old Jamar. What do you think?
I mean, they're both big risks, but with Joe Burrow being back, and but his injury still worries me because he's having problems, missing some practices with it and everything. And Jamar, didn't really go crazy like we expected to last year, so it's scary. But I think you're right. I think I lean on the side of the quarterback who's been to the Super Bowl and done some things to put points on my board. So I'll go with Jamar.
Yeah, buddy, man. Take another look at the draft board here, man. I'm on the clock. Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round, man. That's something to see. A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra at the 8. Yeah, Bijan, Breece Hall, CMC, and Jahmyr Gibbs, only running backs off the board right now. I'm on the clock. Let's take a look and see what we got going on. Yeah, looking at the top of the list here, man. We got Barkley there. We got Jonathan Taylor, 8-Chain there. Kyren Williams, man. Kyren Williams, dude, did a lot of things that we didn't expect him to do last year, man. I really feel like Kyren Williams could be a good first-round pick, Trey. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, man, it's scary for sure, but the dude went off. I mean, he really showed, and the Rams have done nothing but get better, so I don't hate it at all.
Your boy likes to take those running backs, man, for sure. it's still scary to think about grabbing on Kyren Williams. I mean, he did great. He did perform as a number one guy, but will he do it again? I guess I'm going to take him. Kyren Williams. At the 11, Garrett Wilson goes, then Puka Nacua. I knew it was coming right back to me, man. Marvin Harrison Jr., man. What are we thinking about him, man, over in Arizona, man? He's going to do big things, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what all the talk is, but I mean, we ain't seen nothing yet. And for this man to be all the way up, I mean, it's risky to take a rookie receiver in the second round. It's definitely scary, but I mean, no risk, no reward. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, Bayou Bangle popping in says, look at these sexy fellas.
Yes, sir.
What's happening, Bayou, man? Flex on them for us, my friend. Great stuff. Great stuff. All right, I'm back on the clock. Like I said, Puka Nacua goes at the beginning of the second round. I'm looking at Davante Adams. I'm looking at Chris Olave, Drake London. I really think Drake London's going to make some steps up this year, man. Kirk Cousins is his quarterback now. I'm really loving some Drake London, but do I love him enough to take him in the top of the second round?
Yeah, that's tough, man.
It is. So I'm going to creep back over to my running backs, man, because I feel a little safer over there, man. Let's see. Derrick Henry there. Is Derrick Henry a second round running back now?
I don't think so, man.
I don't think so. It's scary, man. I know you're a big component of Jonathan Taylor this year. You really think he's going to bust it out, right? This year?
I do think this is going to be his, show up and show out year that he had a couple years ago. I think he's really going to take off this year and prove himself again.
I hope you're right, buddy. I hope you're right. Because I'm going to grab him, man. I'm going to grab me some Jonathan Taylor. Take a look at the big board here, man. Davante Adams goes. Saquon goes at the 2-4. Drake London at the 2-5. I guess Drake London is a second-round wide receiver, Trey.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously that's what people want. But, I mean, it's just a little too risky for my blood. I know he's a great receiver, and I know Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback. But there's some things that I need to see first.
Yeah, buddy. I hear what you're saying, my friend.
All right. I'm back on the board. Sam Laporta goes at the 2-9, and then it comes to me. I've got Hill. Looking at my wide receiver options here, Ayuk is there. He's not sure what team he wants to be on. I think he decided finally the Niners is where he's going to be, but you never know what can happen. Nico Collins is there, but I mean, we get him in the 8th or 9th round last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was fine. Second round is a little tough for me, just with all the mouths to feed in Houston. Mike Evans being in the second round is crazy to me, having him that high on the ADP, but who knows what'll happen. Looking around here, A-Chain there at the top of the board, but I mean, God, that's such a risk, man. You never know. Like, he could go off and be the number one running back, no problem, or he could do nothing.
Yeah, because they did just sign Raheem Mostert to a little bit of a deal, nothing too crazy, but enough to make him happy. And they were just kind of like a double-edged sword last year. They were just, you never know. It seemed like it would be a Mostert game, an A-Chain game. A-Chain had some injuries. That's something to worry about, I suppose.
Definitely. It's just too early to take a quarterback here. Man, this is a tough call.
I feel like I know who I want in this situation if I'm in your situation.
I think I'm going to take a risk here, and I'm going to go on a guy who has proven himself for me time and time again, but is in a new situation, and I'm going to hope it works out for me in the second round here.
Ooh.
Give me some Derrick Henry.
Getting on to Derrick Henry. Yes, sir. Yeah. I loved Derrick Henry, man. A few years ago, that was my guy. Last year, I think, was the first year I actually didn't have him. We did see a lot of regression in him, but it's Derrick Henry, man, on a new team. I think he's gonna do great, man. They were willing to get rid of 2 of those running backs those fill-in running backs, man. And I think Derrick Henry is going to make a difference on the Ravens for sure.
Don't get me wrong. I have no doubts in Derrick Henry's playing ability. His age is the only thing that worries me in the years of pounding he's taken. But like I said, if this team will let him open up a little bit, get him out on the sides a little bit more instead of running him just straight up the middle and getting hit, I think he's definitely going to show off.
For sure.
But after I take Derrick Henry, Ayuk goes, ETN goes, Collins and Mike Evans go, and I'm back on the clock here, and this pick is a lot easier for me because I've got a guy who's been consistent, had a little up and downs, but year after year has been fairly consistent. And he's going to add, especially as a wide receiver too. Give me Deebo Samuel all day.
I knew you were going there with the Deebo, man, with the Deebo pick. That's your guy. I've seen him do wonders for your teams in the past. Deebo Samuel last year really wasn't that great for him, and I think that's why he's fallen a little bit maybe this year. He did have a rough year, but I love Deebo, man. The injury concerns or something with him, but I mean, you could say that about a lot of folks.
A lot of folks.
He's just so twitchy, and he could get the ball behind the line of scrimmage and create a 70-yard touchdown. That's the thing I love about Deebo, buddy.
No doubt, no doubt.
All right, I'm on the clock, buddy. Let's take a look at the big board. After Deebo goes in the 3-3 for Trey, Achane goes at the 3-4, Josh Jacobs at the 3-5, then DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs, Travis Kelce drops at the 3-8. He was going at the top of first rounds last year, Trey.
Yeah.
So are we expecting to maybe see a little digression in Travis Kelce?
I mean, personally, I don't think there's going to be any regression in Travis Kelce. All I think is it's another year. He's another year older. People are more worried. And to me, it seems like more value. I'll take Travis Kelce in the third round, depending on where I'm at. If it comes to it, I think that's fine. That first round last year, taking him in the first was a little bit rich for my blood. But now I know that he can still be great at the age that he's at. And you're taking less of a risk in the third round. I think it's worth a shot.
For sure, yeah. Third round, I like it. First round, I do not. But Kelce goes at the 3-8. Then the first quarterback goes. Oh, no, Josh Allen went, actually, in the second round. I just seen that. At the 2-7, Josh Allen goes as QB1. Then Jalen Hurts at the 3-9. I'm on the clock, man. I'm going to slide over to the quarterbacks. Just kind of take a look and see what's out there, man. Lamar Jackson, we got Mahomes still there. He was going QB1 last year a lot, so that's something. Anthony Richardson, Joe Burrow, man. I'm just taking a look because that's what a good drafter does. He looks and sees what his options are. But I went double running back, Kyren Williams, Jonathan Taylor. I really feel like I need to get me a good wide receiver one here, man. And you got the first half of this guy. I'm going to take the second half of this team, Jalen Waddle, as my wide receiver one at the 3-11.
I like it. I mean, obviously, he'll probably have more yards, but that doesn't mean Waddle won't have, he still has the potential to be a top 10 wide receiver, even though he's on a team with another guy who's in the top 5.
Absolutely. Exactly. Then Lamar Jackson goes as the third quarterback off the board. Malik Neighbors at the 4-1.
Big hype on that boy.
Yes, sir, there is. And I'm back on the clock here, man. And I'm looking at my wide receivers still. Pittman is there. Devonta Smith, Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, who I'm actually expecting to see a lot of good out of DK Metcalf this year. I've never really been a DK Metcalf guy. But I just I've been seeing a lot of clips of him as of lately, man. He's just such a big body wide receiver, man. I think he's going to do some good this year, man. So keep a lookout for that. Let's see. Cooper Kupp's still there in the fourth round. I'm seeing him drop, and it's because of Puka Nacua, I'm assuming. Is that what you think, the reason he's dropping?
Yeah, without a doubt. It's Puka, and then, it's that, there were games last year. The thing with Cooper Kupp is last year, there was 5 games probably that he would have just almost won your entire week if you played him that week. The problem was the weeks before and the weeks following, he put up less than a point. So did you start him those weeks? And if you didn't start him those weeks, did you start him the next week and he put up less than a point and you lost that week because of him? There's a lot of battle in Cooper Kupp and the way people feel about him after last year. I think he still has great potential, but I do think Puka Nacua even has bigger potential to take over that team and just dominate more than he did last year. So it's a tough decision to get Cooper Kupp.
It is. You know what scares me? It scares me. A lot of times you'll see a wide receiver come out in their rookie year and just blow up, man. Puka Nacua came out and did his thing, but then the expectations are so high on him the next season that everybody is, he doesn't perform the level that he did in his rookie season, man. To see some regression. So I'm actually going to go here with Cooper Kupp as my wide receiver 2 on my team because I'm expecting to see some good out of Cooper Kupp this year, man. And last year it was too rich for my blood. I never could get my hands on some Cooper Kupp. Now that he's fallen, I'm taking.
I like it. I like it. After Cooper Kupp goes, Devonta Smith goes, Rashad White, Michael Pittman, Patrick Mahomes goes in the 4th round, which I still think is rich in a half PPR. But James Cook, Joe Mixon, then Zay Flowers, and I'm back on the clock here. Looking at my team right now, I've got Tyreek Hill, Derrick Henry, and Deebo Samuel. A nice, solid veteran team, the way I see it. You know what I mean? Guys that have proven themselves time after time again. Looking around the board at quarterback, I've got CJ Stroud there, Anthony Richardson, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray. Not really wanting to take a quarterback here anyway. Kenneth Walker here, which to me is not a bad pick, but it is tough because this man has shown some amazing things and then also shown some not so amazing things. So it definitely scares me. Wide receivers here, we got DK Metcalf still on the board, Tank Dell, which I think is a big risk, but a big reward with Tank Dell.
Yeah.
T. Higgins is there, which that scares me too. You know, T. Higgins kind of didn't really do a whole lot last year. I'm actually gonna probably no. I think there's another guy that I want, and I think I can wait and get him one more round. Right. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take a safe veteran pick again. Okay. Give me Alvin Kamara.
Okay, Kamara. Yeah, Kamara did a lot of good things for you last year, buddy. I see you're going to keep on riding that Kamara train. I like it.
Yeah, I'm looking at this team. I'm back on the clock here. CJ Stroud went, DK, then Trey McBride, then Kenneth Walker. I think I'm going to call this team the OGs, okay? Because I'm taking all dudes that have been proved themselves, but are still just putting up great numbers every year. So why not keep drafting them and give me some Keenan Allen right here in the 5th round. New team. I mean, this dude went crazy last year. He's got a rookie quarterback, so obviously that's scary. But Keenan Allen, he's been there. He's done that. He knows what to do. Yep. I like it.
Yeah, buddy, I like it too, man. Keenan Allen is a guy that always seems to slip through the cracks, man. He always gets underestimated. Let's say that he always gets underestimated until week 1 he goes off, and then people are like, "Why didn't I take Keenan Allen?"
Exactly.
Every year, man, he just kind of falls in the cracks, man. Taking a look at the big board here, man. Let's see, Keenan Allen. After Keenan Allen, George Pickens goes. Mark Andrews as I think the 3rd tight end off the board. No, 4th tight end off the board. Trey McBride goes before Mark Andrews. Then Dalton Kincaid, T. Higgins, Christian Kirk, Tank Hill, Aaron Jones, and your boy is on the clock. Okay, so let's see. 5th round. I feel like I got a couple running backs. I got a couple wide receivers. I feel like maybe I get me a good quarterback now, man. I look down. I know Burrow is he's got a calf injury last year. He should be back doing his thing. I'm going to give me some Burrow.
I like it. I will say though, here at the 5-6, Dalton Kincaid goes, and I think that's great value for Dalton Kincaid. I think in the 5th round is the perfect time to take him if you can get him there, because Dalton Kincaid is the best receiver on the Buffalo Bills at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and I think he has the potential, maybe not to rack up a lot of yards, but to rack up so many touchdowns.
The only problem is, and don't get me wrong, I love Dalton Kincaid. Josh Allen loves to air that ball out, and Dalton Kincaid is there for the short passes. And honestly, if Josh Allen would take more of those throws, I feel like that team would get farther.
Yeah.
But he likes to see the guy way down the field, get that guy, and hey, I love to watch him do it. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like he doesn't get it to that guy enough. I mean, we did see some big numbers out of him last year. As far as tight end goes, he is one of the better options for sure, Trey.
Without a doubt.
So I'm back on the clock. After my Joe Burrow pick, Amari Cooper goes, then DeAndre Swift, man. Let's take a look, man, at the board. Kittle still on the board, man. I like that. Kyle Pitts is going over Kittle. Have you been seeing that?
Yeah, man. It's crazy. And that's just that's the Kirk Cousins hype.
Yeah, it's got to be. Let's see. Check out my running backs here, man. David Montgomery's still there for Detroit. Connor is there. Ramondre Stevenson. You know what? Montgomery in the 6th round might be some hella value, buddy.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong because I mean that dude was definitely putting up some numbers. I think people are thinking Jahmyr Gibbs second year, a little more work, doing more things, but all season they were talking about giving Gibbs more work, and Montgomery was still racking up TDs.
And I really think that's the plan, is to do the 1-2 punch thing, man. Montgomery was getting touchdowns like crazy. I think he had a 3-game touchdown last year. It was insane, man. And you would wanted to play him last week. So I definitely want a running back in this situation, man. Like I said, Connor, Montgomery, Ramondre Stevenson, who I'm hearing actually a lot of people are thinking is going to regress this year. Like he got a contract, and they're saying that Stevenson's not going to do much. Trey, have you heard any of that?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Ramondre Stevenson, and no good things, honestly.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
To me, though, secretly, it makes me want to draft him because a lot of the times when you just constantly hear bad things about someone in the offseason, they perform well because they prove everybody wrong. And so it definitely brought him a little bit up on my radar. But, with the team, with the Patriots, and they're kind of, changing everything up, and you never know really how it's going to go. It's definitely a risk. But, I mean, Ramondre Stevenson is a good running back regardless.
Ramondre Stevenson is a good running back, but I like me some Montgomery. I just want to say something really quick, man. I'm scrolling down my list, man. Raheem Mostert is still way down there in the ADP, man. It's kind of crazy. He's another guy we got in the 11th, 12th round last year, and the dude just took off, went crazy, good enough to get a contract.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just something to keep an eye on, man. I'm thinking if Mostert is there on the way back, I really need to get some more wide receivers, but if the value might be too tough to pass up. So I'm going to go ahead and grab David Montgomery, get me that running back there to give me a little depth on my team, maybe use a flex spot. Who knows, Trey?
I feel you. Looking around here, David Montgomery goes, Kyle Pitts follows, James Conner goes, Anthony Richardson goes in the 6th round, Hollywood Brown, who I was looking at, hoping he would make it back to me, but
That's
he did
the
not.
one you're talking about?
That was the next guy I was looking at, but he did not make it back. Chris Godwin, Jordan Addison, and then Ramondre goes, so I don't have to make that decision. And I'm back on the board here. I went wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. Something tells me I should lean running back here just to keep it a strategy, but I'm looking around and remember this is the OGs team. Okay, this is the old dogs. Okay. They don't got to learn new tricks. They already know what to do. They can get the touchdowns. They can do it. So I'm gonna take me some George Kittle right here just to add to the team.
Yeah, buddy, I like it. Kittle, man, really fallen in drafts, and I think it's because he didn't perform last year for us when we needed him to. There was a lot of Kittle games where he didn't do much, and that's why he's fallen, man. But as far as tight end goes, he is a tight end that I would actually really like to have on my team.
No doubt. After I take Kittle, Xavier Worthy goes off, Rome Odunze goes off, Dak Prescott, Najee Harris. I'm back on the clock in the 7th round. I still haven't taken a quarterback, but this is single QB, and we got QBs for days. Looking down the board, I mean, there's several different guys that I would be happy with in a single QB league. I'm still trying to stock my team up, and perfectly ready, waiting for me as a backup or a flex or whatever I need is another old dog. This man has proved time and time again that he is valuable for your team, but yet sitting here in the 7th round, give me Scary Terry McLaurin.
I knew that's who you were looking at, man. Scary Terry has been great for a number of years, man. Great pick, Trey. I like the Scary Terry pick in the 7th round. After Scary Terry, Caleb Williams goes, Jaden Reed, Rashee Rice, Zamir White, Javonte Williams, Brock Bowers, the tight end in Vegas goes, Kyler Murray, and I am on the clock. 7th round, Mostert still there. I want to take a look at my wide receivers because I just kind of need to keep my eyes on the ball here. Deontay Johnson, who is now a Carolina Panther, is on there. D-Hop still on there. Brian Thompson for Jaguars is there. Keon Coleman, the rookie, who I really, really like, man. It's tough. But I really think Mostert is going to be the call here, man. I'm going to grab Mostert, and I'm going to hope Keon Coleman makes it back to me, and he does. Give me some Keon Coleman. I know he's a rookie, but I'm expecting really, really big things out of this guy, especially with Josh Allen at the helm.
Yeah, man, I completely agree with you. Keon Coleman, like you were talking about earlier with Josh Allen and those deep passes, I think Keon Coleman, if that does be the case that happens, I think he's going to be the recipient of those targets.
Yes, sir.
After you take Keon Coleman, Calvin Ridley goes, Deontay Johnson goes, Zach Moss goes here in the 8th round, which I think is good value. Lad Conkley goes, Brian Thomas goes, Jordan Love goes, and DeAndre Hopkins goes. I was really hoping he would make it back to me, because to me, a wide receiver 1 in the 8th round is value all day, which I already have quite a bit of wide receivers on my team. But if he made it back, I was going to take the risk. But speaking of taking risk, there's a running back here that I'm going to be risking on all season long just to see the potential for him to win me my league. Give me some Nick Chubb here in the 8th round. I have no problem taking that pick.
That old dog team strikes again, buddy. Nick Chubb, yeah, he may be hurt, but there's a chance he's coming back, right? What did they say in week 6, possibly, or something like that? Those are kind of the rumors that I've heard. I'm sensing a little what happened to you last year, buddy. You held it out. You had Alvin Kamara, 6-week suspension, and he came back and he started killing it for you. And I feel like that's kind of what you feel like you hope is going to happen again here, Trey.
No doubt, no doubt. David Njoku goes off the board. Smith and Jigba, Jordan Brooks, and Jaylen Warren goes off the board. This is a tough spot for me here, man. But I made it a lot easier by rocking with the veterans, dog. I'm telling you, this team is finna ball out, and y'all don't even know it's everybody that's ever balled out for you before. Give me Austin Eckler in the 9th round. On a new team. Come on, baby.
Bro, they are really, really hating on Eckler, huh? I mean, in the 9th
round, he was a 1st-round pick, 2nd-round pick last year.
Like, some people took him 2nd or 3rd, like in most leagues that I was drafting in last year. That is just hate on the Commanders, right?
It's hate on the Commanders. It's hate on how Austin Eckler performed last year. Oof. Hey, people have bad years, dog. That's when you scoop them up. Buy low, sell high.
Buy low, sell high. You are certainly right, my friend. Ooh, how did I miss him there, man? I would have took him in the 8th probably if I'd have seen him, man. Or yeah, let's see here, man. After Austin Eckler goes, Jake Ferguson, Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa, Devin Singletary, Dallas Goedert, Christian Watson, Jaden Daniels, and I'm on the clock. Take a look at my team here, man. I've got me some 4 running backs. I've got 3 wide receivers. You look at the actual team that we are drafting is a 2 running back, 3 wide receiver. I got a flex spot and a tight end spot. Honestly, I'm the type of guy that likes to throw a running back in my flex spot. So I really do need some wide receivers for depth. But to fill out my team here, it's tight end time. And got to go with old Hawkinson, right? I mean, I know there's some question marks surrounding him. It's health. He's 27 years old, but I think TJ Hawkinson is the call here, man. If he's not ready by week 1, I'll switch him out or drop somebody I don't want and pick someone else up. Because TJ Hawkinson in the 9th round, that feels like value. Yeah,
that's a risk worth taking. You could find a filler tight end any week of the year. Yes. Injuries happen all the time. Players come up, move around, and everything like that. Taking a risk for TJ Hawkinson on your tight end in the 9th round just makes sense. I mean, this dude has been a top 5 tight end several years in a row. I have no problem doing that. He's like the 10th tight end off the board, if not further.
Exactly, buddy. Exactly. Trey Benson goes, then Jared Goff goes, and I'm back on the clock, my friend. Back on the clock. I've got plenty of running backs here, man. I really think I need to slide over to the wide receivers and take a look on what's going on over here. I'm looking at Romeo Doubs, man. I'm looking at Jameson Williams. Let's see. Cortland Sutton is over there, man, and I really don't feel like riding the Cortland Sutton train right now. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
But I do see somebody there that I actually like, and I expect to see things out of him, and that's Curtis Samuel, Trey. Curtis Samuel, I'm going to grab him up. He's on the Bills as well. Maybe I've got too many Bills wide receivers, maybe not. Curtis Samuel's always been that guy, even on a terrible team with a terrible quarterback who has managed to get open, create separation, and be a wide receiver. I'm telling you guys, if you see Curtis Samuel in the late rounds, you need to take him.
Look, here's the deal. Keon Coleman's a rookie. Curtis Samuel has been around the block. We don't know who Josh Allen is going to rely on this team just yet. I mean, who knows what happens in week 1 and week 2? Yep. You've got both of them just in case something comes up in week 2. You figure out who that one is. You drop the other one, find a waiver, because you got to drop somebody when you grab a waiver.
Yeah, buddy. He's got it all planned out for me. I love it. I love it, buddy.
All right. So after you take Curtis Samuel, Gus Edwards goes, Jamison Williams goes, Tyjae Spears goes in the 10th round, which I think is value. Mm-hmm. Ezekiel Elliott goes, again, value right there. Brian Robinson, a lot of late round value running backs, I think, this year. A lot of these guys that have big potential that you can grab late in the draft.
I agree, buddy.
But it's back. I'm back on the clock here, and I still haven't taken a quarterback. I think I might be the only team who hasn't taken a quarterback, which means I got all day to take a quarterback.
Basically, you do, my friend. Basically, you do.
Let's see what we got here. Not a whole lot of value left in the running back room, in my opinion.
No, sir.
Looking down the board, nothing crazy. I mean, Antonio Gibson on New England kind of sparks me a little bit. Just because of the whole Ramondre Stevenson hate. But again, you know, Antonio Gibson is one of those guys who you never know how he's going to perform. Exactly. I mean, there's been years where he's went off and been crazy. And then there's been years where you didn't even – like he was on the waiver wire chilling because you just couldn't have him on your team.
Yep.
So it's definitely tough there. Looking at my wide receivers here, we've got Adonai Mitchell, Romeo Doubs, who is very interesting here for me. Tyler Lockett there, Khalil Shakir, Jacoby Myers for Vegas, who, you know, I don't hate that pick looking around, but we got to keep it fresh. We got to keep it vet. Give me some Tyler Lockett here.
Okay, Tyler Lockett. I mean, in the 11th round, I sure do like, the 10th round. In the 10th round, I like Tyler Lockett. Is he going to do good? Maybe. That's why he's in the 10th round right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bench spot for me, you know, exactly. So it's not like I'm banking on him as my wide receiver 1 or 2 like people have in years previous.
Right.
I've got him on my bench in case he has another pop-out year again. If not, I'm dropping him like it's hot.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I like it, my friend. You're back on the clock. Right?
I'm back on the clock in the 11th round, and I still have great options at quarterback.
It's insane how many
I've got Kirk Cousins here. I've got Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, who I'm a big candidate of this year. Baker Mayfield's still down there floating around. But to me, all these guys can hang out for another round. I have no problem with it. So looking around, let's see what else we can fill in here.
Just keep an eye out on people kind of grab their second quarterback.
Of course, yeah. And I'm thinking that, but I'm still going to look around the board just to make sure if there's any other guys that I might want to lean on here instead of quarterback. I don't see anyone that's really just amazingly shouting out at me. So this is where I'm having a tough decision, right? My decision is Matthew Stafford, who won a Super Bowl a couple years ago. Has a great team, has great receivers, has everything he needs lined up, and is kind of a veteran, fits the theme. Kirk Cousins, new team, great assets to play with, kind of fits the veteran scheme. And then Aaron Rodgers, who is the veteran. Okay, this dude has been around more than almost anybody on this draft board, but just had an Achilles tear, so it does scare me. Is one guy that I'm definitely leaning on in a lot of super flex leagues, but I think I'm going to go Matthew Stafford here and keep it safe.
Okay, Matthew Stafford, yes, sir. He's got some great weapons. They always manage to. This guy always manages to make fantasy points, man. That's your QB1, Matt Stafford. Let's see. Charbonnet goes in the 11th round. Mike Williams goes. Trevor Lawrence, Jerome Ford, Pat Freiermuth, Chase Brown, and I am on the clock, my friend. And I am going to grab my backup quarterback here, man. And this is a guy that's not going to surprise you at all that I'm taking. A guy that last season I said would be way better, a top 12 quarterback, 15, I think I said, top 15 quarterback, and they laughed at me, Trey. They laughed in my face, and so I'm going to take him again because I think he's going to have an even better year, and that's Baker Mayfield as my backup quarterback, Trey.
Bank on it, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then Jerry Jeudy goes Khalil Shakir, and I'm back on the clock. Jacoby Myers still there, and the wide receiver room, man. I really think I'm good in the running back room. But like we said, we're looking for depth right now. And if you scroll down the running back list, there's not a lot of depth there at all. Honestly, when I look, Tyler Algier, maybe. Antonio Gibson, we touched on that a little already. There's not a lot going on over there. Dameon Pierce, jeez, how the mighty have fallen, my friend. That hurts. But again, I'm going to go ahead and get to my wide receivers. Taking a look, there are some good guys still here in the wide receiver when I'm thinking about depth, man. But I think I'm going to go with Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is a guy that I took a risk on in a lot of leagues last year, and it paid off. Jacoby Myers, man, really did well, especially in my best ball leagues. I took him late, and he ended up being used a lot in most of my leagues, man. So I'm going Jacoby Myers in the 12th round. I got to say, I'm really liking this team, Trey. I don't draft. I try when mock drafting. I always try to bounce around, but I feel like more times than not, I end up at the front half of drafts, and now I'm at the back half of this draft, and it's really making me look at different guys and different players, and I'm really, really liking how my team's shaping up, Trey.
Yeah, man, I'm the exact opposite. I tend to always end up in the back ends of drafts, but being up here in the front, I'm feeling it. I mean, I'm rocking with this. Let's see. So you take Jacoby Myers, Xavier Leggett goes, Josh Downs goes, Kirk Cousins goes in the 12th round, which why not? Backup quarterback behind Anthony Richardson. I think it's a great pick just in case Anthony Richardson goes down. You got comfortable Kirk to come in and clean up for you.
Oh, comfort Kirk.
Luke Musgrave goes. Chuba Hubbard goes. That man is still being drafted every year. It don't matter what happens. He's getting drafted because he's shown some signs of some great stuff.
That's exactly right. And there's always a guy that goes down, and Chuba Hubbard has to take the helm for a minute, you know?
And he comes in, and sometimes he does great, and sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. This sounds like – kind of reminds me of Deonta Foreman a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I think they were a tandem last year, actually, for the Panthers, now that I think about
100%.
it. But, and then he's one of those guys that do the same type of thing.
Yeah, comes in and saves the day, and then sometimes comes in and shits the bed. Yeah. Jalen Wright goes, Rashid Shaheed goes, and I'm back on the clock in the 12th round. Got 2 more picks before kicker and defense. And so I'm going to look at my team here.
While Trey's looking at his team, guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, guys, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Fourth and Flex if you have not done so already. I see a lot of folks over on Twitter watching, man. I'm sorry, on X watching. Shout out to my people over on X, man. Hey, go to our page, go to our YouTube channel, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. We appreciate the love and support that we have.
All I'm saying is, listen, put yourself in a position, okay? 4 years ago, you're in this position and you're looking at your team and your bench is Nick Chubb, Tyler Lockett, and Austin Eckler. Okay. You're feeling great.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm feeling great today with that bench. I ain't got no problems with it.
Not at all, buddy. Not at all. I really think Eckler is being undervalued completely. I'm not saying he is going to be RB1 or anything like that, man, but I still think that Eckler is going to get enough work to be relevant and be a great running back, man. I think a lot of people are going to feel stupid for not drafting him earlier, Trey.
Without a doubt. So back on the clock here in the 12th round, I'm looking at my picks, and I find a guy here who doesn't necessarily fit the veteran format, but he has been around a little bit, kind of been in the spotlight here and there, took over some roles. Now he's kind of got the opportunity to really show up and show out for his team. Give me some Joshua Palmer here. In the 12th round. I think that's a deep cut down in the 12th round that is not going to bite me in the ass. If anything, I can drop in to make sure my veterans stay good. But I like him just to see what happens with Joshua Palmer.
Absolutely, Trey. They lost Mike Williams. They lost Keenan Allen. Josh Palmer is still there. What other wide receivers do they have? That could be a potential wide receiver 1, bro.
In the 12th round.
In the 12th round. That's great value right there, my friend.
No doubt. I'm not even worried. I got one more pick before kicker and defense, but I'm not even looking for a backup quarterback. I'll find somebody on the waiver wire in a single QB league. Russell Wilson will still be out there floating around if I need him. But I'm going to grab I'd like to grab another running back here just to make sure to add that depth. man, Dameon Pierce, like you said, how the mighty have fallen. This man is so far down. I mean, they're saying that he's going to have to work during the summer to even get a roster spot. I mean, it's insane after the year this dude had a couple years ago. I mean,
his season was amazing. It really is surprising me, dude, that's happening. Crazy. Dameon Pierce.
Oh, man, this is tough. Looking at these guys, I mean, AJ Dillon's way down there, which I think is not a horrible pick as your last pick.
It just scares me with Josh Jacobs over there now. Everyone thinks he's going to take all the work, but Green Bay likes A.J. Dillon, so they liked him enough to keep him. They got rid of Aaron Jones, but they liked A.J. Dillon enough to keep him. I think, what they call him, was it thunder thighs or whatever, with the big old legs, man. He's definitely a guy I think this late would be worth drafting.
Oof, let's see.
Gabe Davis still on the board, by the way.
I know. I seen that and looked right past it. You know what, though? With the way this running back room looks, I'm just not excited to take any of these guys. But there is a wide receiver that I don't hate taking. And I'm going to grab him right up. And it's it fits the veteran theme. I mean, he's had thousands and thousands and thousands of 1,000-yard seasons. Give me Brandon Cooks for the Dallas Cowboys, baby. I'll take that as my last pick of the day.
I knew it was Brandon Cooks. You had to keep your OG team going, man. Get the Brandon Cooks grab. I like it. So it's my turn for my last pick before kickers in defense, man. I got a backup quarterback. I've got 4 running backs. I've got wide receivers plus depth. What do I need here, Trey? What do I need? Let's see. Let's take a look at the wide receivers, man. Darnell Mooney. Adam Thielen is down there, man. Way down there. Still apparently going undrafted in some leagues for what I'm hearing. I just feel like it'd be dumb if I didn't grab him up. Adam Thielen is a guy that has been proven. I feel like he should be on your OG team because he is a proven commodity. He has continued to be so. So I'm going to grab me some Thielen, man, and I'm going to call it a day.
Yeah, man, and Thielen went off the first half of the year last year. Right. Obviously, it died down, but if you're grabbing a dude in the 13th round that can help you win the first 6 weeks of the season, and then you can drop him and have one bad week, get rid of him, I mean, come on. I do know that it's hard to make that decision, obviously, when a dude goes crazy and then has a couple bad weeks if you want to drop him, but from last year, if Adam Thielen goes off the first 7 weeks, has 2 bad weeks in a row, drop him like it's hot.
Exactly, my friend, exactly. I think I did finally end up dropping Adam Thielen towards the last half of the season, but if the quarterback comes back strong as you say he's going to, Thielen's going to do his thing, man, because he's shifty. He's an older guy, but he's always managed to be a great player, and I'm just going to grab him, get some value. I like it. So we're out to the kickers and defense, man. The age-old question, we've talked about this before. Which came first, the kicker or the defense? My mind goes straight to the defense because kickers feel like you never know who's going to be really good. Justin Tucker always goes as the first kicker off the board, but, was he kicker 1 last year?
Not at all.
No, exactly.
Not at all.
He just got that leg, and so people are really thinking it's going to be it, man. Commanders, Titans, Buccaneers, 49ers defense there. A defense that's continued to be great. Grab the 49ers defense, man. That's a defense last season that you could just count on every year. You kept them even in the bye week because you didn't want to lose them. 49ers defense, you can't lose, Trey.
Without a doubt. And obviously it definitely matters about the specific league you're in and their settings. The Bandy Bowl, the defense is out the wazoo with points. You can put up 60, 70 points with your defense. So defense all day. But there's some leagues, they do extra kicker points and things like that. And so really take a look at your league settings and know them before you draft. So that way you have everything you need to decide who to take first, defense or kicker, or if you even play defensive kicker. If you're not, you should be, because they are in the game and they help win the game too.
Yeah, buddy.
But I'm back on the clock here, and I'm looking at defenses because that's the way I roll. And I'm just going to go all the way down and grab the Jets defense again. I think these people are amazing, and they're really going to show out this year.
Yeah, buddy, man, you can't go wrong, man. The Jets defense did great a couple years ago. Wasn't as great last year, but still a good defense to have, man. I like it.
Jumping to my kicker back on the clock. Looking on the board here, we've got Sanders, Dicker, Myers. All these guys I think across the board could be fine. Nothing spectacular. But I'm going to go with Myers for Seattle because Seattle, I just don't know. They're definitely going to be putting up some field goals with the way that team plays.
Absolutely, but I really like actually Jason Sanders here, Miami kicker. I'm gonna grab him up and end my draft, Trey.
Without a doubt, finished us off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. That was a good one, man. It felt like there was some different players I was actually looking at this year, this draft. I'm sorry, and I really like the way my team turned out. How you feeling?
I'm loving it, man. I'm loving the OG team, the road hogs, if you will. These guys, they've been down the block a time or two, but have shown up and shown out year in and year out. Had some ups and downs, some injuries and all that. Injury is probably the biggest concern with my team, but I've got depth. Yep. So I'm not hating it at all.
You do have depth, buddy. All right, I'm going to take a look at your team, actually, and critique it, if you will, here, man, and maybe give you a grade. Let's see. Started off strong with Tyreek Hill, Derrick Henry in the second round, Deebo Samuel, Alvin Kamara, Keenan Allen, George Kittle, Terry McLaurin, Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler, Tyler Lockett, Matthew Stafford, Joshua Palmer, Brandon Cooks, New York Jets, and Jason Myers. This surely is an OG team here, Trey, and being that it is OG, it scares me with injuries. That is the only thing. But like you said, all these players are proven to work through injuries, especially old Deebo. But I really like this team. I really do. That's why I'm talking about injury concerns, because I'm having problems finding holes, if I'm being honest, man.
I feel you. It just fell into place like that,
Yeah.
And it does feel like, especially being that it's July, it feels safe to take all the old guys that have proven themselves in the past and not to take too much risk. I mean, you're taking risk on injury, you're taking risk on another year older. But right now in July, it feels pretty safe.
It does feel pretty safe. I'm going with the B+ here, buddy. A good team, man. Great draft.
I like it. Thank you. Let's jump over and look at your team here. We got Kyren Williams, Jonathan Taylor, a big 1-2 punch with the running back. Both guys who I think are really going to take off this year. Wide receivers, we got Jalen Waddle and Cooper Kupp. Keon Coleman down there. Hey, I like taking a rookie for your wide receiver 3 and then having backup options to fill in if need be.
Exactly.
But taking a big risk on a wide receiver 3 who could potentially become your wide receiver 1 on your team based on how he plays out. You got David Montgomery, Raheem Mostert as some depth there at your running back. Joe Burrow as your quarterback, which I have no problem with outside of the injury concerns. Love me some Jacoby Myers, Adam Thielen, a deep dive grab there, but in the 13th round, what can you do? I'm loving this team, man. You got some good value here and some guys that I think are really going to surprise some people this year. So I'm going to go with a grade on this team. I'll give you a B-, just so it's not as good as my team.
I took a few risks. I'll tell you that for sure, man. Kyren Williams, I think, is a risk because, is he going to continue to be that good? We don't know. We've seen it 1 year, That's my number 1 draft pick, so that's definitely some risk. Jonathan Taylor, who we've seen kind of fall off from here to there, it's risk. A lot of risk in this team, and Joe Burrow will come back. TJ Hawkinson, will he be back in time? There's risk, man. But I like the B-. I like the team. I like the draft, and I'm ready for some fantasy, my friend.
No doubt. And with you taking Jonathan Taylor in the second round, in my opinion, that solidifies a solid first-round pick. Kyren Williams is the risk in the second round and makes me feel a little bit better about it, to be honest with you.
That's a valid point, my friend. Valid point. Guys, thank you for watching our mock draft, man. Guys, you can mock with us, man. If you go over on the Sleeper app, search my name, Bandy B Flexin. Send me a request, man. We'll get you in on some of these drafts with us. We're going to be mocking all the way until the season, man. We're doing a little auto draft right now just to kind of get wet a little bit, see how it's going. But we're going to be adding folks into our drafts with us just to make it a little more better, Trey. How you feeling, buddy, about the fantasy season coming up? up?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm excited. You know, every week it gets closer and closer. It feels like just last week we were in the middle of May and had months and months out, and it's creeping up on us pretty quick, man.
Exactly. I've heard like 34 days till preseason football. 34 days till preseason football, Trey.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
We live for this stuff. Man. Guys, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe to Fourth and Flex, man, to dominate your leagues next season, man. We've been helping folks out, man, and it's what we do. It's why we do it, and it's great stuff, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we shall see thee on the next one.
Peace out to the balls to steal this guy. He's got big balls.